Hi, everyone. I thought I would go ahead and make this video here because, well, this has been something that's been going on for the past 2 months now that I have been kind of silent on. And considering today is hopefully going to be the end of it all, I thought I'd kind of give you guys a bit of a more in depth behind the scenes thing of what's been going on with me lately. For people who know me personally, you guys know what I'm about to talk about, but most others do not. So let's kind of get started. For the past 2 months, I have been having some issues with my unemployment. Well, it's not a big surprise, but mine is a bit more complicated, at least from what I know, which is basically only me. I don't know what anyone else is going through their unemployment, but for mine, this is a bit more drastic, especially to my life. So, let's start at the very beginning. We are now in 2021. 2 years ago now, in 2019, I worked at my old seasonal job of Woodhaven, which is basically this campground area near my town, and I work in janitorial. And I worked there for a few seasons, so at least 3 or 4 years. Only two of them consecutively, but the others were just kind of like every other year if I couldn't find a job anywhere else. This past time of me working there, I actually worked a few days more than I usually do because the last day of the season is supposed to be November 30th, my birthday, and then basically anyone who's part time is essentially kind of let go for the seasonal end. Um, Before that happened, I was given an invite to the mid December Christmas party, which they only give us to full time employees, and I thought, maybe they actually listened to my request sometime that I would like to get full time. But then a few days later, on December 4th, I was effectively laid off from Woodhaven. That was because of uh, my own lack of work and commitment, and that is of my own fault, no one else's, and I fully admit that. I could have done more, but I felt cocky, I guess would be the way to say it, and I just started shirking my work, and then eventually kind of just accepted it. I was called in, I was let go, and then I left on December 4th. Uh, I did not get unemployment until several months later into 2020, and just shortly after that started, uh, was when it was pretty much like in the midst of the beginning of the whole COVID-19 pandemic. And I got approved for my unemployment and also was getting the bonus 600, I think it was, for the unemployment benefits. I had the unemployment until about September ish, which is when I got my new job working at a Dairy Queen in the next town over. And I thought, okay, that's great. So I let go of the unemployment, started working with Dairy Queen. Unfortunately, I only lasted there just under 3 weeks. And then again, I was laid off because I do not work well under pressure, apparently. Who would have thought? Um, and I tried to file for my unemployment again, and I was approved, which I thought was kind of remarkable. But then, near the end of November, or at least midway through November, I received a letter from the IDES. Um, and they said that, hey, we were told that Woodhaven indicated that you left employment with them voluntarily, and that could make you ineligible for unemployment. No, I did not walk out on them. No, I did not. And they said, well, we're going to be calling you on November 30th at 2 p.m. or 10 minutes after to discuss this and figure out what's going on. I thought, okay, fine. November 30th comes around, and I am waiting in my living room to receive the phone call. 1:30 p.m. I'm waiting. 2 p.m. I'm ready to go. 2:10. Still waiting there. Not even using my phone for anything. Just sitting there with it on my lap. 3 p.m. Nothing. Just like the time is going by and they're not calling me. I actually call them before 2:30 and ask them. Well, I basically leave a call back because no one answers, and I have a text message on my phone to prove that. And it's only a few days later that I check online and see, oh, the office is closed for Thanksgiving. So I was told I'm going to be getting a phone call on November 30th, but the office is closed for the holiday. Ergo, I was never going to receive that phone call in the first place. At least that's what it kind of sounds like. But then December 9th comes around, over a week later, and I get that call back. And it's like, oh, hey, so because you didn't answer our phone call, you're going to be ineligible for your unemployment. You can appeal this, but you're going to have to find some evidence. You're going to have some stuff that supports your claim, and either mail it in or fax it in to us, and then we will have a judge look over your case. I didn't receive a goddamn phone call. I never got any. Nothing ever happened on November 30th. I was waiting and waiting for a phone call that just never came. A phone call that was never going to come because of the fucking holidays. And I was just so pissed about it. I was like, alright, fine, I'll appeal it. First time I've had to appeal really anything in my life. I immediately contacted Woodhaven and said, hey, they're saying you told them that I walked out on you. I was laid off, right? They're like, yeah, you were laid off. You were laid off December 4th, and your supervisor basically decided not to call you back for the next season. I spoke with them for a little while. They gave me a letter that was stamped, signed, and notarized for me to send in for basically proof from Woodhaven saying, hey, we didn't say that he walked out on us. We didn't say any of that. He was let go, and then we decided not to bring him back for the next season. That was mailed in. Well over a week later, no response if they had received it or not. So we faxed it in on the 15th because through December we got a letter saying, hey, if you don't make this appeal by the end of 2020, you will be required to make monthly payments on the first of every month to repay the employment funds that you had acquired over this time during your ineligibility. Which at first I'm like, okay, that just sounds really dumb, but also that's stupid. They sent me a letter that basically kind of had the front of it saying, you owe around like $3,000, and it's like, okay, that's a bit of money, but once I get a job, I could probably do that. It'd take a little crunching of numbers and stuff, but I'm pretty sure I could work that out. That was the front of the page. The back of the page also counted in all of the bonus 600 COVID-19 like relief packages, whatever the fuck you would call them. These like bonuses to help people. They counted all of those to where the total of the money I owe them is $12.8 thousand. I will be totally honest with you people right now. I have never in my life ever had anywhere near that kind of money. The most money I've had in my bank account at one time, like at once, was around $4,000. And that was within the past 2 years. Well, actually, the past 2 years. And I I was staring at the paper in disbelief. Like, they want me to pay almost $13,000, and they expect me the monthly payment thing. They expected me to be making monthly payments of essentially like a percentage of that, which is essentially $1,280 on the first of every month. There is no fucking way I could ever do something like that, especially right now, because I've only got just around like 2 grand to my name. And it's like, if I do get fucked and I have to actually make those payments, I can make one payment. One. That's it. I just. Because that's where we are right now, is that I sent in the appeal and stuff, and it's done, and it's supposed to be happening today. I'm supposed to be having the call in a few hours, really, because it's almost 9 a.m., and the call is supposed to be at 11:30 a.m. This has been going for 2 months now, and I'm really nervous. Excuse me. I'm nervous because if I fuck this up, my life is pretty much over. I will not be able to do anything that I want, probably for several years, because it's so much money that I don't have, that I can't acquire, and yet the state of Illinois thinks that I somehow have all of that money just sitting around. It's like, I don't. I really don't. Because I just don't know what I'll do if I do get. If they try to say that I am ineligible, if they don't go with my evidence, which all of the stuff is in my favor, they say, hey, Woodhaven told us you walked out on him. I say, that's bullshit. Here's Woodhaven saying that's bullshit. You can call them and ask them, and they'll tell you that's bullshit. Also, here's the letter from them directly saying that's bullshit. By the way, they fax you a copy of that letter saying that's bullshit. I sent you a fax of that saying it's bullshit. I sent you a copy through the mail saying that's bullshit. But with what I've seen in the past several years, honestly, this doesn't really kind of change anything, because I'm still terrified. I may not look it, but I honestly am scared that I could lose everything. And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're not gonna lose everything." It's like, in my mind, I could lose everything because it's $13,000. I don't have that money. My father doesn't have that money. My brother doesn't have that money. To give you guys a little bit more insight in the past several years of us, early 2019, at least I think it was 2019, we here in northern Illinois had a record-setting negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit wind chill. The night before that happened, the night before that deadly freezing temperatures hit us, our furnace died. We had to make an emergency call to have a new furnace brought and installed. We had to pool all of our money together, my savings, my dad's savings, and my older brother's savings, just to pay for the fucking thing. And then that summer, we had to do it again to get a brand new central AC unit for the house. It's like, okay, this is literally all we can do. We can pool together and get what we need, but we can't do it alone. because our lives have just pretty much been fucked. Ever since I graduated high school, at least. For like the past 8-ish, not, well, now 9-ish years. 9 to 10 years, at least. But that is what's been going on with my life so far. It's not pretty, it's not fun, and I am really, really hoping that I just hope this ends peacefully because I don't want more of this. I have, because of this whole issue with my unemployment being cut off, and I've been cut off for weeks now. For quite a while, pretty much a month now, I've been cut off. I had to stop seeing my therapist because of that. Because I don't have money coming in, I can't pay her. So, and like I've still been keeping in contact with her. She said that she will gladly welcome me back once this is all over and I start getting my money back, because they have been, the unemployment has been saying, hey, you still need to keep on certifying each 2 weeks, but the money is still going to be withheld from me. And I've gotten letters in the mail, at least 2 or 3 of them, saying that, yeah, my money is still being held, that I'm not going to get it. If I don't get it once this is all over, I'm going to be pissed. Because I've been dipping into my savings more and more, and it's not good. But that's it. My life is really, it's not the best right now. I'm trying to do with what I can with my friends and my family, but this is still really difficult for me. So, that's what I got to say about this video. Just, I'm not really asking you guys to do anything about this. This is literally a video just so you guys know what's going on with me, and as kind of like a little, I guess, reminder to myself that in the future, like, hey, Jack, if this video kind of comes up in the future for you, if you think that things are worse than this, they might be. Or maybe they're not, but just keep looking to the future. But that's where I'm going to go ahead and end this video, because I'm talking for almost 20 minutes. So, I'll see you guys.